The way Jessica and Jasmine ate up Carly Red and Yandy Luther the King needs to be studied. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blazer.
It's a beef for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, bake with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And girl, it is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, girl. Don't ask me about the episode of the doggone season. We just here. Listen, Yandy Luther the King and Carly Red came to do a sit down with Jessica and Jasmine. And anybody would have picked Carly Red and Yandy to win this duo. But for some odd reason, the odd couple won. Yandy and Carly got ate down to the ground by Jessica and Jasmine. And you see Jessica telling Carly that her poom poom is trash. That sent her over the top. Listen, it was a lot going on in this scene. A lot to discuss. I don't like that Carly Red is confronting her so-called friends behind men who she not even with no more. I really don't like that. But Carly Red is very male-centered. We all know that. But I love the fact that the girls were able to have really good answers as far as why they were working with her exes and really showing Carly that you really tripping for nothing. You know, Carly is so delusional. At her big age of 72, she's probably still hoping to get another face and another husband to try this thing all over again. Poor Carly Red. Girl, you should have knew you was lost after the third face. I don't know what else to say. But anyway, on the flip side, Yandy Luther the King called herself being a smart behind and thinking she gonna out-talk Jasmine, which for the most part she kind of did. But Jasmine made Yandy look foolish by basically telling her, listen, ain't nobody put me up to lying on your husband. Your husband be outside. And the fact that she said that was her fake husband, girl, that sent me. Then Jessica chimes in and tell her how foolish she is. It was a lot. On top of that, we got Scrappy almost getting put in the doghouse because his baby mama want to tell everybody he's a deadbeat father, but likes to deadbeat her doorknob down at 3 a.m. I don't understand the irony of it all. We got that going on. Sierra done had 5 miscarriages in 5 months, and I'm still trying to do the math on my fingers and toes. So we gonna discuss that. We got a lot going on Love and Hip Hop, and we gonna get in here and discuss it. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a quick favor. Go ahead and like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when I go live and or upload content like this, okay? So make sure y'all do that. And then also don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section, because I do want to hear what you guys think about the episode and maybe tell me some things I may have forgotten or overlooked. Now, on top of that, y'all know what it is. Grab your things. Grab your things, your liquor, your earbud, your Zayn, whatever it is you need. And girl, let's get right on into the episode, honey. So now the episode opens up with the short clips, and we have baby mama number 3 of little Skriz Naive, and she's having a little sip and see or something like that. It's letting everybody know that although Scrappy was invited to the sip and see, he was not there. And also that instead of going home after his dates with his old lady, he come knocking on her door at 3 a.m. However, he don't take care of her child. And I'm over here saying she's putting emphasis on that as if it doesn't make her look stupid. Girl, you can't make this up. And if he knocking on your door at 3 a.m. after not taking care of your child, Scrappy is not the foolish one. The foolish one is you, boo-boo the fool. Let's move on. So then we got Zayn hitting up his sister, telling her how he want to reach out to his biological family, but he not sure how his mama and daddy gonna take it. Plus, he don't know how everything been going since Ashley and his mama got into it at his little album release party. But the sister told him, just give it to God. I don't know what she said. I don't even think she said nothing, girl. Let's move on. Now here we have Sierra, face number 4. Her and Jessica are getting the news that face number 3, what's the girl name? Oh, Bambi. The Bam done called off the wedding with Red Face. Now, poor Jessica said she got to get something together and throw something at the house. And I'm over here saying that Woodhouse, Jessica, you still couch hopping. But I get the sentiment, though. She won't throw something to check on the Bam. So we going to get to that later. Let's move on. So now it's the day after, or at least after the situation at the engagement party with Ray Face and Zell, where Ray was trying to fight Zell. And Bambi is sitting down talking to her real friend Malaysia, and they got Zell coming over. And Bambi is telling Malaysia that it is over. The wedding is over. The relationship is over. She say after all of that and him trying to fight Zell, she realized that she can't deal with Ray. Plus, he always be drunk and things of that nature. Now, if you ask me, this been in the making, but neither here nor there. Malaysia, who's her friend, is trying to be a comfort and a shoulder to cry on because she too is a beautiful woman who can't find a man or something like that. I don't know what's going on with LaQuisha. But anyway, LaQuisha is there to be a shoulder to cry on, and in comes Zell. Now, in this situation, this left Bam in a pickle because Zell is her friend in real life, like her real life best friend for like years. And the fact that Zell and her fiance was about to come to blows, I felt like she had to pick who she felt was really on her side the most. And I think that was Zell. So when Zell came in, he was happy to see her in Malaysia. He wanted to discuss the events that happened the night before because he was of confusion like we all were. So Zell goes to explain what happened, and he said that they were standing outside of the venue, him and Malaysia, not him and Malaysia girl, him and the Bam. He said, and all of a sudden, he heard Ray in the background talking about anybody got a problem with Ray, they could go lay down. Now, Bam was over there saying when she heard it, she was like, man, chill. And on top of that, it wasn't that she was scared for Zell because we all know Zell, he be throwing them. She said that Ray had his whole family and she don't know his whole family and they hood and they from Houston. Shout out to Houston. There was some hood people and she know they was about to jump her friend. So she was telling her friend, get in the car and pull off because, Zell was about to fight. But then when he saw it was too many of them, he hopped in a whip. And Malaysia was like, for real? And, at this point in time, the Bam is not telling everybody that we all had the tea. And everybody knew the tea. That Ray Face was out there dropping off peen to everybody, girl. Even Zell knew that. See, the whole situation was Ray thought that Zell was going around lying or at least saying that Ray was cheating. Now, Ray got this information from Sierra's husband, Zayn. Now, I've never heard Zayn say two words. I thought he was kind of illiterate, like can't get right. But apparently, allegedly, Ray's going around telling people that Zayn saying Zell telling everybody Ray be cheating. Now, the Bam don't believe this, but it don't matter because Ray feels like Zell done overstepped his boundaries. Now, I've been said that though. I've been called it. At the end of the day, Ray is a man and Zell is a man. Although Zell is a gay man and a messy man, he's still a man. And Ray know that Zell, if he's really a good friend of the Bam, he gonna tell her what Ray be out here doing if he hearing it. And I think that that's why Ray wanted to fight Zell. But he should have been fighting them demons and them women's and things of that nature. But yes, thank God Zell ain't got in the call because he was about to get jumped. They was going to be dropping them fifth wall beans on you, fat. I ain't want that to happen to you. I'm so glad you got in the vehicle. Shout out to Houston, though. Let's move on. Now, moving on, Jasmine, 3 earrings with the Adam's apple and put it on them, make them want to marry me. They all decide to get together because Jasmine wants to spill the tea about the information she got from Yandy Luther the King the last time they had a conversation. So the girl, Jasmine, meets up with them and tells them that after speaking to Yandy, Yandy is going around telling everybody that her and the Frost came up with this whole plan to mess up her quote-unquote marriage, and that also they be in there bumping coochies and all of that. She said scissoring, bumping cats. I don't know what it was. Something of the nature. Now, this is the part that gets me. Do I think they was bumping coochies? I don't know. It's Atlanta. It's possible, but probably not. I think the part that bothers me the most is Rashida. See, Rashida, you on one hand act like you don't like Jasmine. Can't stand her for that matter. But then on the flip side, you be the same one to admit that Jasmine stayed at a vacation home in the same home with you and your husband. And that's what make people think y'all in there bumping coochies. And this is why nobody takes nothing you say seriously. And Kirk over there talking about, oh man, see, they still deflecting. Well, yeah, Yandy is deflecting. But is it true? Is you over there still banging on that girl, Jasmine? Because I seen the way you looked at her when she walked up, Kirk. If I was Rashida, I would have bat your eyeballs down your throat. You'd have been shitting them out. Do you hear me? Look at Rashida. Ain't nobody putting nobody up to nothing. Why would we do that? Yandy just needs to stop. Ain't nobody doing nothing because I just don't understand. Her husband just be outside. Did you forget that your husband invented outside and inside a jacuzzi? Girl, Rashida, please. And let's address the whole elephant in the room about you and this girl bumping cooch. I don't believe y'all bumping cooch. I ain't gonna lie. You know why? Not because it's impossible, but because nobody wants it. See, when you got in this confessional with your shoulder pads and pointed down to the ground, talking about that girl ain't chewing on your bubble gum, I want to make an edit and a correction to that note. Nobody's chewing on that bubble gum. Hell, not even 3 earrings with the Adam's apple. Talking about if she was chewing on this bubble gum, everybody would know. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't at all. Rashida is the prettiest, unsexiest person on earth. Get her out of here. And as for you, Jasmine, you probably be around there letting Kurt slide his Adam's apple by the back of your knees. It don't surprise me, but I don't believe you lying on Collateral neither. Yeah, I believe Collateral be in the club passing out peen. Yeah, I believe it. And I said what I said. Get off of here, lady of the night. Let's move on. Now, the band meets up with Jessica and Sierra to kind of fill them in on what's been going on with her and Ray. And she's telling them that she called off the wedding and all of that. She said because Ray gets too drunk and get to acting crazy. And plus he tried to fight Zayn. Then she goes on to say that Ray was going around telling people that he heard through Sierra's husband Zay that Zell was going around spilling tea about him cheating. Now Sierra slurring and slurping in the I don't know what she talking about because me and Zay, we left early. So Zay could have never said nothing to nobody. Why they said Zay said something I wasn't even feeling good. And look at the Bam. The Bam was like, see, I don't even like this bitch. I'm just in the group with this hoe, but I really can't stand her. This girl really is slow as a turtle. The Bam was saying, I'm trying to tell you that I don't believe what Ray is saying, but the way you acting is really looking a little suspect. I'm looking sideways at you, fat. Is you okay? Well, guess what? Turns out she's not. Sierra is over there saying, I've been going through some stuff and nobody wanna understand. I done had another miscarriage. That baby I said was inside of me. It ain't inside of me no more. I'm going through a lot. And Jessica put her head down and said, yeah, something really is wrong with this girl. I mean, I feel bad for her little miscarriage, but she on something. It's got to be something wrong with her. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's something wrong with her. So the Bam and all the rest of the girls was like, oh my God, Sierra, this is horrible. And Sierra was like, I'm on antidepressants and I'm on Prozac and I be drinking. And I be sliding on ski slopes and nothing worked for me. And then the girls was like, oh, we need to get her home. Yeah, let's get an Uber for her and get her home to the crib. Is they outside? Does she have a designated driver? And I'm over here saying, no, girl, I don't know how she got there. She came in there slurring and slurping, looking like she done seen spaceships on Bankhead, girl. I don't know what was going on with Sierra. But somebody please get her out of there. But before we do, I have a question. When the Bam asked Sierra how many miscarriages she had, Sierra said she had 4 to 5. The Bam said always they. And this girl said, yeah, we have a miscarriage every month because we get pregnant every month. And I said, what?
This is like my 4th or 5th miscarriage.
Oh my God, Sierra, what the like was they?
Yes, with Zay. It's like we get pregnant every month.
Now, I'm going to chuck it up to the anxiety and the depression medicine and say that she didn't mean to say they get pregnant every month because there's no way it's possible. It's not even medically possible. Maybe she's saying that they get pregnant often and they miscarry often. Either way, I hope this is real and Sierra is not using this as a storyline because this would be really, really bad. But I forgot. Reality TV is literally the new soap opera. So it's kind of like acting anyway. But I don't know. Something's fishy about this scene. However, my condolences condolences do go out to Sierra for losing her baby. I don't wish that on no woman. And my condolences goes out and my heart goes out to any woman who have to go through this. Let's move on. So now Zayn decides to sit down with his mother and the father who raised him to tell them that he wants to really get into his biological father side of the family. Now, he really feels some type of way about going to his daddy and telling him this because this the man who raised them, but this ain't the one who's his biological daddy. Now, what I do like about his father is his honesty. He straight up told him, you know, if I'm being honest, I feel some type of way about you going seek them people out because I was the one who stayed in. I was your father. I took care of you. I raised you. But he also understands that this is Zayn's life and Zayn has to have his own path. I appreciated that honesty. That was as honest and raw as you can get. I like that. Long story short, here comes Ashley. Mind you, Zayn is in there trying to apologize on her behalf. I don't know how he does that. Ashley was wrong for bringing up his biological father to his mama, if you ask me. But also the mama was wrong for bringing up her kids. They both was wrong. But I still don't think he can apologize on her behalf. So anyway, Ashley sits down and the mama straight up tells her that she was not trying to be negative when she said that her kids don't like her and that she abandoned her kids. And I'm over here saying, wait, there's no positive way to say that. But Ashley does explain what happened. And Ashley says that she didn't abandon her kids, that basically she let her kids go live with their daddy because she was going through some sort of financial hardships. She said the mama never liked her off the cuff and the mama just seen her and the first thing she said was, well, where's your kids? And basically she's always felt judged and she always felt like the mama never liked her. Now I'm gonna be honest, Zayn mama is one of them old school women. And if we're being brutally honest, we gotta keep in mind, Zayn mama feels like Ashley is the side chick because remember, Zayn was with the first baby mama when Ashley popped up on the scene. So I think, this is just me, I think the mama met Ashley, saw she didn't have her kids, they was off with their daddy, but she running behind her son, and in her mind, Ashley is the side chick. I think that's why the mama never liked her. And I think that's why she was waiting to pull that one out the clip to be like, aha, nanny, boo-boo, you talking about my baby daddy, but your kids don't even like you. I think that's what it was. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Ashley explains to the mama that she felt that the mama was wrong for judging her because it wasn't like that Ashley was kept away from her dad growing up. And when she was finally able to meet her dad, he was already going on to glory. And she resented her mother for that and said she would never take her children away from their fathers. I understand that. I understand wanting to right or wrong you feel like that was righted or wronged, during your childhood. A lot of us do that, when we become adults. Now, the mama went on and apologized to Ashley, but Ashley's not buying it. She feels like the mama is fake, and I think so too. I think Zayn told the mama that you need to make right with my wife if you want me to keep these coins coming to your account. And I think that's why the mama over there playing like she cool with Ashley. That lady don't like Ashley. It's been 12 years. She ain't gonna like Ashley if she ain't like her now. If she don't like her by now, she ain't gonna never like her. I said what I said. It's fake, Ashley. You're right. Let's move on. So now in the next scene, Carly is meeting up with Yandy, Luther the King, and Sierra at her restaurant. She says she's been out of the loop since she's been fighting her case. She says she's still wanted by the popos and all of that, and the divorce is still on, but she still got to open up her business and whatnot. Now, Carly got a chip on her shoulder, yeah. Carly feels like she got a bone to pick with a few people. She said two of those people are Jessica and, who was it? The Bam. Yeah. Jessica and the Bam. She said because they were supposed to be her friends, but they turned around and worked with her ex after everything had done settled. But listen, girl, Atlanta is super small, Carly. This is the facts. Sometimes people gonna work together. You can't tell people not to make their money because you not with a nigga you was only with for 30 days. You out of pocket, Carly. And Carly trying to confront these girls instead of confronting these niggas will never sit right with me. I don't like this. I don't like male-centered women like this who rather confront these women because they scared to confront these niggas. Speaking of male-centered women, here goes Sierra, slurring and slurping again. And she tells Yandy and them that Bambi is trying to say that her husband Zay is the reason why her wedding and her wedding party, whatever the hell it was called off. Now, Sierra did say she hides the cost of living right now, so she could be overreacting, but she feels some type of way. Now, Carly was looking like, wait a minute, let me put my face number 3 on. What? how they gonna put this on Zay? And basically, Sierra was slurring, but trying to get it out, that basically the Bam feels like Zay was being messy with Zell, but that's not true. And I'm sitting over here saying, can somebody get a translator for Sierra? Then Carly brings up the fact that she don't like that Jessica was working with one of her exes, and that's not no loyalty. But then here come Yandy Luther the King. Well, how you expect her to be loyal? This the same girl who tried to tell me that my husband was cheating and lying, and I told her it wasn't him cheating and lying, it was me, and she didn't believe me. So then Sierra turns around and tells Yandy Luther the King that she heard some sort of recording with her husband on there. Now, you know, Yandy already in her phone trying to figure out how she gonna lie and say it was her voice under AI. But either way, Sierra tells Yandy she needs to check her husband, but she starts slurring. And then immediately, Carly Red smelled the liquor and the Prozac on her breath and said, yeah, my girl messed up. She slurring, she barely talking, she done ate the bones off the lamb chops. We got to get her up out of here. And I said, yeah, somebody get the Uber. So when Carly went to get up to help Sierra get up and get to the Uber, Sierra went to breaking down, girl, went to cutting up, girl. We ain't heard nothing but Adrian. And I'm over here saying, well, what's going on with Sierra? Now, what is going on? It's more than a miscarriage. Now, what done happened? Did Michael Myers finally turn on you at the bedroom, girl? What done happened? You could tell us. You want us to jump on? What you want us to do? Sierra, put your first face on so we can see. What is going on? We can't help you if you don't tell us what's going on. Either way, look, Carly is the lead singer of the group. She said she gonna look into getting some help. But Sierra said she was high as the cost of living and drunk as a skunk. So she said she went on home to the house. I sure hope Freddy Krueger is there with open arms. I hope he didn't put his gloves on with the little knives on them and stuff. Let's move on, girl. So moving on, Zayn's birthday. It's his 13th birthday and his wife is throwing him a party. It's a little backyard party, not nothing too much, just a little soiree. And she's got everybody outside ready to say happy birthday to Zayn. Now Zayn walks in to a surprise. He's shocked to see all his friends and family there. He really was stopping by to change clothes to go frolic with another woman. But now his plans are changed because they see his mama and everybody there hollering surprise. Now the wife Ashley at the top of the stairs decides to announce that it's his birthday party, but also announced that she had a special surprise. So Ashley went out and got his biological brother, that's his real daddy's son, and his wife to come and surprise Zayn. So when she told him happy birthday, he covered his eyes and opened them up and seen his brother and wife and mama and sister and everybody coming down with cakes and ice creams, and poor Zayn felt like he was back in Neverland Ranch. He was so excited to see his brother. Now, I couldn't get much of a resemblance, but the brother is a bit taller, so we need to ask questions about paternity. But either way, Zayn's brother came and he was happy to see Zayn. Zayn was happy to see him. The brother was even over there talking to Zayn mama, which was a big deal. And I said, okay, that lady not bitter. Or at least she acting like she not bitter. But she was over there talking to Zayn brother. It seemed like everything was cool. But then I said to myself, Ashley knows she messy. That ain't why. Look at Ashley in the confessional. Well, I'm pretty sure Zayn's mom is going to feel away about me inviting his brother. I know she's acting like she's okay now, but she's really upset. That's why you did that. You wanted to get under that lady's skin. But that lady showed you she over there faking a smile just to get under yours. Girl, y'all tit for tat game need to be studied. Stop it, Ashley. Get off of here. So anyway, the mama over there playing like she cool with the other children and whatnot. And Zayn is just really happy to see his biological brother and his mama at the same time. And you know what? I think that's most important out of all of this. And look at Scrap being the proud absent father that he is. Just a cheesing and a snickering and a giggering that my boy Zayn got his biological brother there. Him and his new old lady, the realtor, is really excited about this whole situation. Then the girl Selma Slim, who married to the boy 24 Hours, she brings up the fact that they was down to the sipping seed by your new child, baby mama number 3. She said, and why is this girl going around telling everybody that Skriznai be sliding in her door at Thriznai, trying to get a little Sniznai? And look at Scrap. wait, hold on. Now the realtor old lady was like, wait a minute, what? Can somebody translate? What did she say? The girl was saying, look, Scrap, I'm not trying to be messy. Producers told me to say this, but look, baby mama number 3 is telling anybody with ears that every time you drop your old lady off from a date, you be going over there trying to get a little cooch. Now, the realtor old lady looked at Scrap and said, I know you fucking lying. Skriznai, is this true? And Skriznai said, that's a Liznai. I would never do that to my biznai. Babe, don't let them lie to you. They trying to break us up. And you know what? I believe Skriznai. I said what I said. I believe Skriznai because you know what? Normally, he would be lying. And he's probably lying now. But something in my heart, like Miss Chalet tells me, that baby mama number 3 is just more bitter than she want to admit to. And he might have slid through once or twice, but not like she be saying it. So I'm on Skriznai's side. So now moving on, Carly Red is meeting up with Yandy. Now these two are meeting up with Jessica, Jasmine, and the Bam. They are going to clear the air on some of the things that has been said. We got Carly trying to confront Jessica and the Bam on working with her exes. Yandy already got beef with everybody, especially Jasmine in particular. Everybody got some air to clear. Now, Yandy and Carly would be set to be, people would assume they would be the winners of this confrontation. But it's not going to quite go like that because these heifers is crazy. Let's get into it. So now the first roundup is the Bam and Carly. Now remember, Carly got a bone to pick with the Bam because Carly feels like the Bam took a meeting where T-Lo was there and she's supposed to be her friend. How dare you take a meeting with my ex? Let's get into it. So Carly tells the Bam that she's supposed to be her friend, that she inducted her into the group Changing Faces and thought everything was cool and they was going to live happily ever after. She said it wasn't until she broke up with T-Lo and found out that the Bam was over there taking meetings with T-Lo. Now she feels some type of way and she need answers from the Bam. So now the Bam flipped around and said, first of all, I didn't have no business with T-Lo. I didn't have no meeting with him. I had a meeting with somebody else and T-Lo just happened to be there. Now, the fact that he was there, just know I didn't work with him. I ain't deal with him. I ain't go skating with him. I didn't do no business with him. She said, and then plus on top of that, me and you wasn't talking when all of that popped off. And then after that, y'all broke up. So I don't have nothing to do with that. Now, according to Carly, she said she's going to take her word for it at face value. She said, but Bam has a history with being people old mains and their husbands and things of that nature. So she want to keep an eye on the Bam. Girl, keep 2 eyes on yourself. Ain't you fighting a case, Carly? Get out of here. So now Jessica and Jasmine pulls up. Now Jasmine wasn't supposed to be there. Jessica was invited, but Jessica brought Jasmine in as a +1. Jasmine wants to come and confront Yandy because she felt like Yandy overtalked her and fast talked her, and she don't feel like she got her little 1-2 off when they had their last conversation. So she want to continue off from that. Now here we go with Jasmine versus Yandy Mandela. Now one thing we know Yandy gonna do is fight for her man. She might not fight for nothing else, but she gonna fight for her man in his honor. Jasmine don't have a man to fight for, nor does she fight. She just be outside. So Jasmine don't have nothing to lose, and she ready to go toe-to-toe, pound for pound, to tell Yandy, yeah, you try to do that political stuff and overtalk me, but at the end of the day, your husband be cheating. Let's get into it. So Jasmine jumps out the window and tell Yandy that she don't appreciate her going around telling people that her and the Frost were in cahoots. She said, we wasn't in no cahoots. She said, and I don't like that. Now look at Yandy. Well, I feel like that's in the past and we don't need to go backwards. Well, my girl Jasmine said, oh no, we do need to go backwards and we going. And I said, ooh. Yandy goes on to tell Jessica that she don't have no beef with her. It ain't nothing between her and her. And she really wants them to make amends. Well, then Jessica tells her, well, I'm glad you said that because your husband is super friendly. Now, mind you, Yandy don't want to hear this. She don't want to hear that collateral dropping that peen off on table number 5. She said, but it don't matter. You gonna hear it anyway. So she tells her, girl, your husband be all around the club, putting his hands all around the hoes. He had his hands on me and my hoes. And I don't even strip. I just bought him, but then he tried to put his finger between my legs and I had told him no. So you need to get your husband out the clubs and stop him from having his fingers wandering and things of that nature. So Yandy was like, what you mean he be putting his hands around y'all? Like in a huddle? Oh, girl, you so slow. Collateral used to play football in middle school. Girl, he played linebacker. Every time he talked to people, he put his hands on their shoulders. That's how he talk. He be thinking everything is a huddle. See, y'all is slow. This what Yandy told them. Girl, I said, what? And at this point in time, Jasmine, I never thought I'd say it, but Jasmine seems to be the most intelligent one in this conversation. You can't make this up. Nigga, what did Yandy get on here talking about? A huddle? Girl, what? So then Jasmine tells Yandy, girl, all right, girl, you and your little fake husband. And Yandy was like, oh, you trying to be disrespectful? And look at the Bam, we not going to do that. Well, it's true. That ain't a real husband. So she ain't lied, or whatever the case may be. Now look at Yandy. Oh, you trying to be disrespectful. Don't tell me what to do with my husband. I don't care if he's fake or not. Don't tell me what to do with my husband. He's saying, furthermore, the fact that you trying to go back on the conversation that already happened, I feel like somebody put a battery in your back, and that's why you coming back to have old conversations. I bury my old conversations. And I'm over here saying, Yandy, girl, please. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. In Yandy's defense, if you had an issue with me, you should have addressed it that night. If you come back later, I feel like somebody did put a battery in your back to tell you should feel played. But then again, I understand sometimes you got to leave a conversation and think about what happened and replay it and be like, oh yeah, that bitch tried to play me. I've been there. I've been on both sides, so I get it. It's confusing for Jasmine, but I get it. So now, like I said, Yandy feel like Jasmine had a battery put in her back. She's really implying that Kirk and Rashida told Jasmine to come and confront her, but that's not the case. Your man really ain't worth a dime, girl. Let's just call a thing, okay? Now they going back and forth talking about, I don't want no problem, you don't want no problem. I was calling little scrappy girl. I don't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden, Jasmine told Yandy, you need to mind your manners because I spill all the tea and bitch air you out here. Now, Jessica hopped her flamingo behind in the doggone confessional to laugh to say that basically Yandy full of crap and Yandy ain't gonna do nothing. She said all Yandy gonna do is make a fool of herself and lie for that husband of hers while he in the streets of Atlanta spreading it low and spreading it wide and thin and things of that nature. Speaking of, round 3, we got Jessica versus Carly. Remember, Carly is mad with Jessica because just like the Bam, she felt like Jessica did some work with her ex. Girl, I'm so tired of Carly. Girl, you need to confront the man in the mirror. And I really said man because there might be one under there. Girl, move on. Let's get into the argument, girl. So now Carly tells Jessica that she feels some type of way because after she broke up with T-Lo, she went on his Instagram and saw that Jessica was on a picture with T-Lo. She said, now you were supposed to be my friend. I used to let you live with me and spend the night by my house. How dare you go behind my back and work with my ex after you know me and him done broke up and whatnot? How dare you? You supposed to be my friend. Now Jessica tells her, girl, first and foremost, I didn't even know your husband, ex-husband, friend, or whoever was going to be there. Let's start there first. I was doing an interview for my friend. When I got there, I seen them there. I didn't take no pictures with him. So if you saw that, that's a lie. She was like, girl, but at the end of the day, I wasn't working with no damn T-Lo. Ain't nobody worried about T-Lo but you, Carly. Literally nobody's worried about T-Lo. But when Carly turned around and asked her why she didn't call her and tell her that she was over there with T-Lo, Jessica stopped her in her tracks and said, first of all, I don't have to call you and tell you nothing. And that's a Fendi fact. See, Carly wants loyalty from everybody but these niggas, and I don't like it. See, Atlanta is very small, and it's even smaller when it comes to business and entertainment. The fact of the matter is, people are going to be working with each other. People going to be working with people that they cool with and that they beefing with. Carly cannot get mad if people end up working with her exes. Carly been with everybody in Atlanta. Girl, if we were to go by that rule, nobody could work with nobody. Messing with Carly, girl, between her and Candy Burris, girl, you couldn't work with nobody in the whole city of Atlanta, girl. Go lay down, Carly. So now Jessica's telling Carly she don't want to talk about the situation. Carly is saying you never want to talk about it because you never was my friend. Jessica's like, girl, sit down. Ain't nobody about to go back and forth with you behind no nigga. And then in comes Jasmine because Carly basically says, of course, Jessica, you don't want to talk about it because you don't care. And then here comes Jasmine. Well, did you care about my friend when you got T-Lo? And I said, excuse me, come again, say what? So according to Jasmine, she said when Carly got with Tilo, he was already leaving his baby mama, who's Jasmine's friend, who was pregnant. So what Jasmine want to know from Carly is, since we can about other women and things of that nature, did you care about my friend when you took her baby father? And then round 4 commence, and it's Carly versus Jasmine. Do you hear me? When I tell you the most unlikely matchups are happening, and I am here for for it. Girl, it is a lot going on. Jasmine, the way that you interluded and intercepted in right there, girl, this gonna be good. Let's get into it. So now look at Carly. I didn't know your friend was pregnant, so don't even come at me like that. Carly, yes, you did. The girl already did the doggone playback and said that you knew that she was pregnant, and that girl had already had 3 children by her baby father. You knew, Carly. Stop with the cap now. On top of that, Carly tried to belittle the girl and say she's a stripper. Now, Carly wants to call a girl a stripper. She says she don't care if the girl is his baby mama. Carly says she's nothing but a stripper. Carly says she's up here and the girl is way down there. This is what Carly Red said about the girl. Now, the band was like, Carly, don't do that. We're not going to downplay people for their jobs and things of that nature. And might I add, the strippers in Atlanta make more than the average person. Can I say that? It's not that bad when you think about the money. But either way, Carly don't want to hear it. Jasmine looking at her sideways like, oh, now you want a woman shame. But this is the same girl who says she is a girl's girl. Carly ain't never been a girl's girl. Carly is a nigga's girl. That's it. So then Carly morphed between faces and started yelling and screaming, telling Jasmine that she's stupid and she's only here because she got pregnant by somebody's husband and that she got the bad box and all types of stuff. And Jasmine was like, oh, really? Oh, really? Basically, Carly trying to act like she's at a high level and these girls are beneath her. But Carly is in her late 70s still looking for a husband. I mean, this is no shade. Even Jasmine got up, not Jasmine, Jessica, the model girl, got up to leave because she tried to be above it, but she too messy. She ain't want to stay gone for too long. She walked out. She must have went smoked a cigarette and came right back to the mess, girl. It was a lot. So Carly goes on to tell Jasmine to keep using her cooch because that's all she got. And I'm over here saying, how can the pot call the kettle without a bullhorn? Like... make it make sense. This is Love and Hip. Let's move on. So then Jasmine turns around and tells Carly, you wish you had a coochie like this to keep a man, biatch. And then Carly almost lost her mind. I said, oh, Lord, it's too fresh off the divorce. She already on papers. Lord, somebody please do a wellness check on Carly Red. Get one of her faces, somebody, please. So now Yandy Luther the King is trying to calm Carly down, telling her, girl, didn't you say you wasn't going to get all riled up and get all out of proportion? Don't let him get under your skin. But Carly is shaking because she don't have a man. It's bothering Carly. Oh, Lord Jesus. And here comes Jasmine versus Yandy, round 5. Jessica. Jessica versus Yandy, round 5. Jessica has a bone to pick with Yandy Mandela, and she wants to pick that bone right now. And I said, oh my God, let's get into it. You already know Yandy about to make 50-11 faces that don't make no sense, girl. Let's get into it. So Jessica looks over at Yandy and said, I heard you was looking for me. Here I go. We'll see. What's up? So then Yandy goes on to tell Jessica that she feels some type of way because she said Jessica came to her crying, trying to tell her about collateral cheating. She said then Jessica turned around and led the campaign for her marriage to go down to the toilet. Yandy, can't nobody lead no campaign to put your marriage in the toilet. First of all, it ain't no marriage, more of a toilet. Second of all, girl, please. Collateral is putting your marriage in the toilet. Stop putting that on these people, girl. So Yandy feels like it was fake. She feels like it went from concern to being messy. And I will say this, when Jessica was crying, telling Yandy about her husband cheating, even I was over here asking Jessica why the hell was she crying. Girl, you don't give a damn that much. It was coming off a bit produced. But either way, the fact of the matter is, Collateral needs to put his penis in his pants. I said what I said. So Jessica was like, well, I feel some type of way because you took the fall for your husband in front of national TV and everybody, and then you put my niece in it. And I'm with Yandy, girl. We wouldn't have knew your niece if you didn't bring your niece around. And I heard Yandy say, girl, ain't nobody know your niece. You don't even know your niece. And I said, what? So now Yandy goes on to say that she was the one DMing her cousin or niece or whatever. She said that it wasn't collateral. And I said, here we go, girl. The lie is so old, you don't even have to retell it. Why, Yandy? Why, Yandy? Jessica and Yandy get to going back and forth. Jessica's trying to get Yandy to see how stupid she is by telling her she shouldn't be taking a fall for her husband. She said, as a man, your husband, and as a husband, he should be taking a fall for you. He should be going around lying for you. It shouldn't be the other way around. And, you know, Yandy can't really grasp this because she's never had a man who loved her. So look at Yandy. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you dumb? And Jessica was like, no, girl, are you dumb? And I said, it's rhetorical, Yandy. Don't answer. The answer is yes. Yandy is dumb as a box of rocks. Yes, girl. And this was the part should have been a tall tale sign for everybody out there. When Yandy asked this girl, Jessica, why does she care so much about collateral making a fool out of her? Jessica said, I don't know why I care. I just do. And you know what Yandy told Jessica? Just don't. And you know what that let me further know? That if Yandy Luther the King want to be a fool the rest of her days, then who am I to come in between her and her foolishness? You get it? So now Yandy and Carly proceeds to leave. And Yandy was like, Carly, I don't know what you tried to do here, but thank you anyway. One thing I will say that Yandy told Jessica that stood out was, don't love me the way that you want to love me. And Jessica said, I'ma love you the way Mendices love you. And I said, ooh. Say less. But either way, they went to walk out. And Jasmine decides to trigger my girl Carly once again. And she did it flawlessly by telling her, get her whack coochie up out of here. Now, why would you tell that to Carly, especially freshly coming off a divorce and fighting charges? It's too fresh. The wounds is too fresh for doing that to Carly. Why would you do that, girl? Carly literally lost her mind. What you talking about? Who you calling whack coochie? I could never have whack coochie. And I said, Carly, you might have a snapper, but something about it keep letting these niggas go when they get it in its grips. I don't know. Either way, Carly keeps a ring. They ain't never got no husband, though. And that was the end of the episode. And my girl Jasmine was giving her the business all the way out the door, calling her whack coochie. And I was here for it. It was hilarious. That was the end of the episode, girl. What do y'all think about it? Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all platforms, girl. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.